Shalom, everyone. This is Amir Tsarfati. I'm here in Galilee, my house, and sorry if there's a distraction behind me. This is my son's dog. But few very important things happened today, and most likely are going to happen in the next few hours. So I'll wait few minutes for you to connect. And then we'll talk about how this new year began right here in Israel. Okay, so let me wait a couple minutes. Let's see where you guys are from. I see people from Virginia. I see people from where else? Tell me where you're from. Missouri. Yes, wonderful. Good. So, guys, it's not breaking news because if you follow me on Telegram, it's been almost 12 hours ago that I reported that 2 rockets fired by Hamas from Gaza landed right on the coast of Tel Aviv. In fact, people who were walking on the beach saw the explosion in the waters of the Mediterranean. 2 rockets were fired at 7 a.m. this morning from Gaza to Tel Aviv. Just so you know. Now, why am I saying that? There's quite a few places in the Middle East that are on the verge of a great escalation. One is, of course, Israel has to retaliate. The Palestinians say, hey, look, there was some weather, maybe some lightning hit the launching device, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Israel is determined to respond, but we do not want to start another cycle of violence that will last for weeks. And so there is going to be some escalation tonight, most likely by the Israeli Air Force, and so tune in for that. Another thing, the U.S. forces in Iraq are bracing towards a rocket attack in the coming few hours by the pro-Iranian militias that are marking the second anniversary of the death of Qasem Soleimani, if you remember. In fact, not only that, they are very frustrated that America did not pull out of Iraq as promised. And so there is a high alert, and it's not if, it's when. Another thing we have unusual air traffic over the Russians, and that is telling us that there's 2 things that are going on. There's a Ukrainian soldier that died on the border between the Ukraine and Russia. There's a massing up of forces there in preparation for a big war on the Ukrainian border. But the Russians want to make sure that it's not going to affect their presence in Syria. So they are not comfortable with stuff that is happening in Syria, such as the Israeli strike in Latakia that was literally 15 miles away from the Russian main Air Force base, Khmeimim, and the Russian air defense system did not work. So they're a little embarrassed. So there is escalation in Gaza, in Iraq. There's escalation going on the Ukrainian border, and there is escalation that is going on also in Syria. Another 747 jumbo jet of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard landed in Syria, brought some goodies from Iran. Normally, when that happens, an Israeli strike follows that probably within 24 to 48 hours, so we're expecting that as well. Look, 2022 will be far, far worse than 2021 when it comes to conflicts in the world. And, I don't want to go further to why, because you all know what's going on with the American administration. You all know what's going on with the weakness that it projects. And of course, all the forces of evil are just right now celebrating. So I just want you to know 2 rockets were fired this morning from Gaza towards Tel Aviv, landed in the Mediterranean Sea. Everybody could see them exploding in the waters of the Mediterranean. Also, again, Israel is going to retaliate very soon. There's stuff going on in Iraq. American forces are on high alert, bracing towards a massive rocket attack to mark the anniversary of the killing of Qasem Soleimani. We have a lot of stuff going on the border between Ukraine and Russia, and also in Syria. So expect the next 72 hours to be very, very eventful. And again, I say that every new year, but I always say you're going to miss the last year if you think this one will be better. Unfortunately, the players that we see around, both in America, both in Iran and Russia, Turkey, and of course the horrible, very dysfunctional government in Israel, all of that is a combination for problem, for trouble, for explosive events. And I just want you to know things are not going to get better, but for the believer, I believe this is the best time to talk about faith, because I think that everybody will have to ask themselves, okay, what am I going to hold on to in these days? So I want to encourage you. Somebody says, choose your battles. Well, choose your battles, okay? Our battle, from the moment the gospel began to be preached in Jerusalem, the battle has been only one. We needed to preach the gospel. That's what it was all about. It has never been anything else. The only time Peter said we are ought to listen to God and not to anyone else was when he was told not to preach the gospel. That's when he said, enough is enough. This is where I draw the line. That's the only battle we need to be part of, not anything else. Let's conserve our energy and use it only for this thing, okay? So do me a favor, share this, and I will keep you updated as much as I can. But listen, my Telegram channel is the only way you can catch up with what's going on in real time. I update it many times a day, and we've got, thankfully, over 181,000 subscribers. Go to Telegram, download it. It's Behold Israel Channel, one word, Behold Israel Channel. You'll find me, and you can join and follow and subscribe, and you'll get videos and my commentaries and news and breaking news. I want to encourage you to do that. Honestly, I cannot give you any reliable source of news other than that, because what I do, I have stuff that I get from Israel and from the Arab world and from other sources, and I filter through all of that, and that's what I post. So do me a favor, if you want some reliable news, go to our Telegram channel, okay? Behold Israel Channel. It's one word, Behold Israel Channel. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful new year. Snoopy? Snoop. You want to say something? No? Okay. She's content. Okay. God bless you.